Well, hi, welcome to the Soap Bar Podcast brought to you by the TV Cave. And oh my goodness, we have such a special guest. Some of you may know him from General Hospital. Then there's also Young and the Restless. Then there's also Days of Our Lives. Also Charmed. We could go on and on in the holy grail of Queen Sugar.
Yeah,
We
amen.
have no other than Mr. Greg Vaughan, and I'm going to try not to fangirl. Welcome to the Soap Bar Podcast. Thank you for
Oh,
joining.
you're so welcome and thank you for having me.
Well, I'm gonna fangirl. So
Oh, yeah.
we
We
actually
wouldn't have
met
to.
before when you were in New York with Dan at a soap event, but I know you don't remember. But yeah, you're so nice. So I'm
I do
fangirl.
remember actually because it wasn't that long ago.
Okay.
You
Ooh,
know, you're talking all about Dan and his little, it was in Jersey, right?
Yes. Was
I think
it?
New York. We met in New
Yeah,
York.
like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah,
like Staten
yeah.
Island, New York, and all that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Tri-state area, it's all the same.
It's all the same.
They're gonna get me for saying that.
Are you
Oh my
all
God.
on the East Coast?
Yeah, we're in
Yes.
Jersey.
Oh,
Born and
sure.
raised.
Born and raised, dirty
Oh my
Jersey.
goodness. Let's go.
Okay.
Jersey girls in the building.
Go ahead, Ashley. You start.
So, of course, like one of the first questions that I have to ask, and also along with a huge congratulations for joining Beyond the Gates. We're so excited that you are joining. When
Thank you.
did you first hear about the offer, and like what was your initial reaction?
Well, Michelle and I, we go back to our General Hospital days, and as
Mm,
executive producer and creator and writer of the show, kind of the showrunner, and if you will. And so she called me like in mid-July, and out of the blue, and we just had that conversation. And then she presented this opportunity, and our conversation wasn't long-winded. It was just like a matter of a yes or a no. Because she wanted, like, I'm starting this in the next few weeks, and I need to know you're on board. So yeah, it was a very short and sweet thing. And then I didn't know anybody else. I mean, I'd heard of the show, I'd heard the news and all the it was such it just game changing, the whole environment, to have this new platform about this great American Black family, and and DC and all this stuff. And I was like so happy for my friends and castmates, and Michelle, of course. But then I found out a couple of my friends from Queen Sugar were there, and I was like, what? Okay.
A reunion.
And I was like, but like Daphne and I, we go way, way back, so too far to date. And then I heard she was on the show, and I was like, oh, well, that's awesome. Okay, I'll be surrounded by some good people. So, and then I just put my finger on the pulse to just kind of, hey, what's the word on the street around the town, around the neighborhood? And I was talking with Timon, but I was very discreet. And then Wayne, kind of our man Barber, he and I go way back to Queen Sugar, and so I reached out, I said, hey, bro, what are you working on? I might be in town. I might need that fade, And he's like, well, I'm working on this really cool show. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Beyond the Gates. I'm like, oh, wow, small world. I wasn't giving up everything yet. I just kind of wanted, like, how's it going? Are you loving it? I just wanted to hear
mm.
their point of view. And they're like, bro, I never realized how much drama there is in a soap opera. But I mean, you were like, the amount of material the actors have to do on the show is insane.
Yeah. I always say soap operas are just an amazing training ground, and just beyond that, like you're literally in the homes with us daily, yearly.
Uh, well, I'm honored to be a part of this platform. I think the medium is one thing, but this group of people are so it's just a fresh new vibe of energy. I feel like I'm back in college. I feel like I'm like
Wow.
back with all these incredible veterans that are like, with Clifton and tomorrow. I mean, like, yeah, I'm like, okay, we got a little icon over here. And then, their theater background, New York, at the finest, and then, I mean, the list goes on. I mean, I don't have to tell you what you already know. I mean, there's some incredible, uh, amazing power on this show. The women are awesome, awesome. And so it's nice to be a nice male ensemble. I'm part of this group.
Well, okay, so you premiered yesterday. Did you watch?
No.
Oh no. Well, we were watching,
Well,
and it's
good. I mean,
yeah,
that's kind of what I mean. I hope people watch. I mean,
yes.
I want to watch, but I'm doing it. It's like when I've been fortunate to be in this medium for so long, but I'm very critical to watch. It's more, I like the fan reaction. I like
Mhm.
the writers, the executives to say, hey, if they're giving me good vibes, and they keep asking me to come back, that means they like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I don't, it's like I was once told by the great Aaron Spelling, it's like I can't show you dailies because I never want you to have a preconceived idea of how you should be. It may change your performance. If we need notes as a director, we'll direct you. But I don't want you to alter your performance. And so sometimes it's best for me to take a step back from the work.
Mm.
Mm.
What
And
was it about this character that, you were like, yes, let's
well,
go.
Michelle did give me not. She's like, boy, I'm coming for you if you don't say yes to me. So no, I didn't really know too much about anything. She just said she had a role, and she
Mm.
said, I can't tell you much at the moment, but I want to write it, and I think you are the guy to do it. And I was like very flattered and humbled at the same time, and I was just like, okay, I'll do it. And then it was over. The conversation was over before I ever got the details, and then I was kind of waiting to get some information in the contract stuff and paperwork, and then I like text Michelle. I was like, can you tell me anything about the character? I mean, I'm waiting for scripts, material. And she's like, you're an orthopedic doctor. Okay. You're an orthopedic surgeon. And then I'm like, okay. Little did she know I'm like, blushing red. A fear of God has come running through my mind because I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be hard. Procedural, medical terminology, the vocabulary. Oh my God, she's going to slay me. But because I mean, in my time at General Hospital, that was kind of the first time I was, involved in the hospital aspect and watching Becky Herbst and uh, Scott Reeves, and all these Jason Thompson when he was over there. And so it's just my Aunt Bobby. I mean, all these people in the
Yeah.
hospital. I'm like, come on. So it was more like I can be on the side over here, but y'all do the medical, very that procedural stuff. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm ready. But when she told me it was an orthopedic surgeon, I'm like, as a very accident prone child myself, and being a father of three boys that find themselves
Oh.
always scabbed up, bleeding, walking in the door. Dad, I'm missing a tooth. Okay.
And I just have to ask as well. I mean, you've been in this soap game for just a very long time. So one of the questions that I always ask is, did you ever watch soaps growing up? I call them my stories. So like I
Know
just
your
have to know.
stories. Well, I've said before, my grandmother, God bless her, I was doing more in the prime time when I was young, when I came out to California to pursue more, nighttime television. And the day would come if I was introduced. I had a lot of new friends. I was dating somebody at the time in the 90s who had been on a soap opera. So I was familiar with it and surrounded by it. But my grandmother was the biggest CBS. She had her stories. I grew up as a young kid. I was 7 years old and had my after school babysitter. She was a Days of Our Lives fanatic. And I always remember the hourglass and, the theme song and everything. But I never it was just a part of our daytime life, our stories, being on television. There was only three channels.
Only
Yeah,
three
back then.
channels.
Right. It's like we old. But my grandmother, she was so enthralled by Bold and Beautiful and Young and the Restless. And she told me, she's like, if you ever can get on that show, and that one day that came a casting call, and I'm like, oh my God, this is my grandmother's favorite show. If I could do this, she would be over the moon. So I went for it, and I was coming off of Charmed, and I was doing a lot of pilots and CW stuff before it became the Warner Brothers, or the Warner Brothers before it became CW, vice versa. And Marnie Saida was head of casting over at YNR, and she called me in. I'd never met her before. We just had amazing connection. I was like, you were one of the greatest casting directors I've ever met in my short years of being in this industry for like 6, 7 years, I think at that point in time. And then I went on and I got the role, and I told my grandmother immediately, and she was like, oh my God, I'm so happy. Can you give me Shamar Moore's autograph?
Oh,
That would
that
actually
sounds
work
like a
too.
grandmother.
Well, hey, did you hear what I just said? I'm going to be on Young and the Restless. And they were like, yeah, but Shamar, he's so pretty. And I had known Shamar from way back in our modeling days. So we had been friends. And so he saw me, we connected, and it was just like, It was like old school. So my grandmother was very happy I was on there for a short period of time.
At least it was there. I mean, I feel like grandmothers love them some Young and the Restless. So
Oh,
thank you for
gosh.
sharing that.
Oh, I was like, check, that's off the box for her because she was getting all her soap magazines or digests, the soap news back,
Hmm.
when
Hmm.
Soaps
I
and
mean, she was
Dubs,
a
yeah.
subscriber. She had all her articles. She made photo albums of me. I had no idea.
Oh, me and grandma would have been friends.
Oh, he had it going on. So when we lost my grandmother, my cousin had said there was a box for me, and it was like big, thick photo albums of just all of every article she had collected, and it was just
Oh,
near and dear. It was just very sweet.
oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
So, the Black community has like embraced you as one of our own. Like, you're invited to the cookout.
Oh, get it going.
Yes, so we love that about you. So
Oh,
I
thank
was like, if there's not a Black lady involved, Greg's not doing it.
you. My time at Queen Shooter introduced me with, I mean, meeting Ava, but I read that script originally before I was joining the cast of that. I've never read a script as powerful as that one was in that pilot when I first started. So that welcomed me into a whole new introduction, and what our time frame and what the world was going on with COVID and our pre-COVID. And then it was kind of like, because that was 16, so that was pre-COVID. Gosh almighty. So we started in 16 in New Orleans. I mean, to work, along with Rutina, and I mean, that and ensemble was incredible. So we were like I had the same feeling that I had. It brought it back.
Hmm.
Queen beyond the gates when I walked in, because
Hmm.
I had no idea what I was walking into, and I got there in the same vibe, and I was like, what is going on with this? But the drama inside the hair and makeup department room, I mean, there's some stories in there.
Okay, you gotta let us know off camera. We won't tell.
Yeah. So it was good, but I appreciate everybody just embracing me and just trying to put my little thumbprint on, this show and this character, and it's still growing. I mean, I'm just still trying to, I mean, every day is new,
Hmm.
that I come in. It's like string cheese. We're just slowly peeling off, pulling it apart, taking some layers off and seeing what we can discover, and, not trying to lay all gas, no brake. I'm just trying to like just slowly down, keep it cool.
Well, I know you can't tell any spoilers, but I'm sure there's going to be some conflict between your character and Ted because he was looking a little jealous
He
yesterday because
was.
you were on a date with Nicole. Anything you could tease without getting in trouble?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's the boys in the locker room, little, flexing, little
Yeah.
flex.
Oh, that's
Every
coming.
everybody's bowing up. I'm like,
Yeah,
and
puffing their chest out. Yeah.
yeah, and then I'm like, yo, Keith, nobody said you could sing, so don't be throwing out the vibes, bro. You can't be doing that.
Yeah.
And you, Robert Carlton, he's like all bowed up, and I'm like, okay, somebody's been hitting the gym a lot. Okay, don't let me come in here. You just do you. I'm just gonna just have some fun.
Definitely, I love that. And we're just anticipating so much, especially with Dr. Rowlands. So also, I don't know if you'll be able to just kind of share with us, what are his what is kind of like understanding Kai's like worldview or motivations when he first arrived, if you can tell us anything, because I know it's fairly new.
He's a widower, a father of two older adult, I mean, young adult boys and stuff like that. There's not a big, Michelle and I didn't go into great creative backstory. I've just been kind of cultivating, creating my own sense of who he's going to become as the material comes through. So I just know he's a traveling orthopedic surgeon, and then I've been fortunate to come into the hospital scenario through my relationship with Shanice and stuff like that from our medical conferences and our backstory. We've crossed paths, and so it's not too deep outside of that. But it's just he's a nomad. He's just kind of like been going from place to place as needed, and in the loss, he's still trying to find new path, new light in his life, and not that, it's like when we least expect to find somebody and they just appear into your lifeline, it's like God has brought you here for a reason. So when you cross paths with people and then you become friendly and then you become interested or attracted or drawn to somebody, it just kind of evolves. And so it's kind of like a little bit of that, moment. So I'm just stirring the pot. I'm just jumping in. I just want to be a
Okay.
key ingredient to make this thing flourish.
Whip it up. Okay, keep
Whip
stirring
it up.
it.
Okay. Okay. Besides Nicole, have you interacted, or can you say it's so hard because it's so new? Like, has he interacted with any other characters?
Yes, he has.
Okay.
There's
What
going
did
to
you
be
like
a
about
lot of
him?
interaction. I mean, I mean, from day one, I think I met because it's Winterfest, so I got to meet
Mhm.
like 25 people of the cast. Out of the gate, they were like, "What better way to introduce a character than throw him in the mix of the?" It's like I took my puppy into the yard, the doggy daycare world of like, "Hey, why have 5 people you can meet when you can have 60?"
Yeah.
And names and faces, and I mean the crew. I mean, it was just a lot out of the gate. But I just sat back, watched, observed, enjoyed, and I can't speak enough and how much I've enjoyed myself and the cast. They've embraced me. They just everybody's excited, about where the
Yeah.
show is going, what it's ahead, and that the audience, the viewers, the fans are jumping in and excited. But it's one of the sexiest shows I've been on in a long time.
Definitely. I could. It's like it's bringing that part of my French, the sex back in the afternoon. I'm just saying.
Right? I mean, I have never looked so good. Well dressed. I
Yeah.
have more than one outfit to wear for my entire career on a show.
Love that. Miss Featherstone, I believe, is the costume director, and she be having everybody look to the nines. I'm like, oh my God, I love this.
I know I was wearing stuff. I'm like, I'm very simple. I have a certain like vibe that I'm kind of, I brought my notes and my thoughts. And so we have jumped on it. I said, I'm like a fit model. Just throw it on me. It'll wear it. Just give me the 40 regular. I'm done. And she's like, okay. But then she started laying the drip, getting me in the rocking the chains and starting to put on some bling. And I'm like, oh, my kids are going to be so good. They're going to be so like, Dad, what's up?
What's going on
But because
here?
it was so not in my normal,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and I'm like, well, I'm an actor. This is not me. This is who I'm going to have Kyle being, who do I want the doctor to be? And it's flashy. And some of it I mean, we just find a certain flash with class.
I like that.
Well, my
Yeah.
last question for you, because I know we're going to wrap up soon, is if you could describe like what's coming in 3 words, what would they be?
Get your popcorn ready.
Four, but it works.
It worked. I had to get one more. Get the
Oh my gosh.
popcorn.
Ashley, do you have another question or are you good?
No, I'm good. That
All right.
basically is everything I needed. Oh my goodness. So far, thank you so much for joining
But you
us.
didn't
The
tell me how was the
excitement.
show. Was the show good? Was it?
It was
It
good,
was
of
great. I
course.
can't believe
Were
you
you
asked
happy?
that.
Were you surprised? Were you like,
I called Ashley last night and I said, girl, he was on for 5 seconds and I hit rewind to rewatch it.
He was like, you got to get through it, girl. Watch the entire quiz.
And
was it a small bit that they introduced me? Or
we
no?
were at the party and you and Nicole were just chatting. And I was like, this is so cute. I'm so excited.
We were
Uh-huh.
enamored, is the best
Yeah.
word to say.
Okay, it was short and sweet. Because some people, Daphne, she was like, you know what? How did we end up back at my apartment? I just
Yeah,
met you.
I
You're
know
back
that
at my
part. I
apartment.
don't, yeah.
I didn't even care.
I didn't care because I was just, when you showed
It's
up at her place, I was like,
backstory. We
yeah.
didn't have quiet time to talk. It was
Hmm.
just, you got to imagine it's like you're at this big Winterfest, all these people, this family, and it's like, yeah, let's, have an after hour cocktail somewhere.
She
So,
gagged you a bit though, because it seemed like you wanted to like give a little goodnight kiss or something. She was like, all right,
Hmm.
I'll see you later.
See ya.
nah, I don't want to throw all my cards out on the table
Yeah.
yet. I'm just like, throwing the fishing line out there. I'm gonna just slow, or she's doing that to me. Let's put it that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Daphne, she's powerhouse. Nicole is a wonderful young woman, and I'm looking forward to the story and all the other stories that have been kind of immersed amongst me and where
You're
it's.
Yeah,
gonna you're gonna help
we
Nicole
are
get her
too.
groove back. So we're looking forward to that.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you and everybody that's watching, and I hope you enjoy. I love you all, and thank you so much. It's gonna
Oh,
be
thank you
fun.
so much. Yes, thank you for coming on. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thank
having me.
you.
All right.